Hi everybody, I am Thatnursingprof and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about placental abruption, also called Abruptio Placenta. It's the same thing. What that means is the placenta is prematurely separating from the uterus. Usually in a normal, healthy delivery, baby comes out first, right? And then the placenta comes out second. In this situation, the placenta doesn't want to do that, right? It doesn't want to follow the rules. And this is actually really dangerous and usually turns into an emergency. So let's get into it. 3 different types of placental abruption you might see. Marginal, which is where the placenta is in pink here and the blood is in red. The placenta is marginally attached, so part of it's attached and then part of it becomes unattached. And the part that becomes unattached underneath of it is the bleeding. And usually this is where the woman will see the blood. Partial with concealed bleeding. So part of it is unattached, right? And then the blood is trapped in there. So we won't see the bleeding on this one, usually. And then complete is very similar to partial, where it's almost completely unattached, right? But the blood is trapped there behind the placenta. So all of these are bad, right? All of these situations are bad. So the risk factors of abruptio placenta include hypertension, advanced maternal age. Now advanced maternal age is any mom over the age of 35. And why is that, right? Think about it. So the older you are, the more likely you are to have some sort of comorbidity, right? And what's a very common comorbidity? Hypertension, right? So the two of these kind of go hand in hand. Abdominal trauma, this one is huge, okay? All these other risk factors are relevant and important too, but I'm going to tell you the majority of the cases I've seen and heard about are related to abdominal trauma. So what do I mean by abdominal trauma? Car accidents, okay? Pregnant women getting into car accidents can cause this. And then the other one, unfortunately, is intimate partner violence. So father of the baby or somebody else is abusive and pushes her down the stairs or something like that. Something bad happens to mom while she's pregnant and it can cause this. Cocaine. So all drugs are bad, right? No pregnant women should ever be taking drugs. Nobody that's not pregnant should ever be taking drugs, right? But the worst drug of all you could take in regards to this is cocaine. PROM, which is premature rupture of membranes, so your water breaks too soon. Smoking cigarettes. And now let's think about these things, okay? Cigarette smoking, cocaine, hypertension, they all have the same thing in common, which is vasoconstriction, right? Because cigarettes cause vasoconstriction, cocaine, which is why it's the worst drug, because it causes vasoconstriction to the placenta, and having high blood pressure causes vasoconstriction. So your placenta is not getting a good blood supply in the first place because of these other things. So these 3, they all kind of go together, right? They all kind of make sense together. If you're pregnant with multiples, sometimes when you're pregnant with multiples, things get a little bit weird in there and your placenta is trying to make room, kind of like with the placenta previa, but this becomes a little bit more dangerous. And then of course, a history of abruption. So this has happened to you before. It's more likely to happen to you again. Our signs and symptoms, the big hallmark one is sudden onset of intense pain. And think about that, okay? Think about you're having something that's normally attached to your uterus, normally attached to the lining, rip off, right? So think about something like on your skin that you rip off. That hurts, right? So this is really gonna hurt. Another reason why it really hurts is because this causes intense contractions, non-stop contractions, contractions that are one on top of another, maybe short intervals or no intervals at all, okay? Very, very dangerous, very painful. This kind of blood, usually dark red, usually a darker red. If you do an abdominal assessment, the uterus, the tone of it will be tight. It will be tender, it will be painful, and it will be rigid. Why? Because of those non-stop contractions, right? And then of course, baby's definitely going to be in distress about this, okay? So you're going to see this on your fetal heart rate, baby's going to tank, or baby's going to be doing really, really poorly. And then, of course, hypovolemic shock. So from all of the blood loss, mom might be showing signs and symptoms of hypovolemic shock. Our nursing interventions, what are we going to do about this? 9 times out of 10, this is a major emergency, okay? So what are some things we're going to do? Bed rest, okay? They're not getting up and moving around when they're bleeding. We're going to avoid vaginal exams because we would only make it worse if we did them. Administer blood products if their levels have dropped to a significant amount. IV fluids, of course, vital signs, making sure that they're not in shock. Checking baby to see how they're handling it. Assess any bleeding and the tone of the uterus. Again, we expect it to be tender and rigid. Possible corticosteroids. So if we're going to be delivering mom and baby is preterm, getting at least one thing of betamethasone in it, it's going to help. Emotional support. This one's huge because this is an emergency and it's scary, right? You could die from this. Your baby could die from this, right? So very important that we are very good emotional support for our patient. And at the bottom here, I put it in the stars because what are we really going to do? We're going to deliver this lady, right? We're going to deliver this lady because it's going to save her life and it's going to save the life of the baby, okay? We're not usually like sitting around waiting on these people, okay? This is an emergency. So deliver this baby. If we can, get a corticosteroid in it if it's preterm, and then lots and lots of emotional support. The other big thing with this one are the complications, why it's so scary, okay? So shock, of course, we've kind of addressed that already, right? That one makes sense. DIC, so disseminated intravascular coagulation. So your clotting factors go crazy with this one, okay? And this is the people that are like bleeding from their IV site, bleeding from their nose, even sometimes bleeding from their eyes, okay? So this could kill you. This is big deal, okay? This is scary. Uterine rupture, again, that's another thing that could kill you, right? And what do we do in this situation? Usually hysterectomy, right? And then of course, death. So, of course we want to avoid death, but all of these things can all lead to death, right? So shock, if you don't handle it properly, we don't get on top of it, that could kill your patient. DIC, if you don't do, good job, kill your patient. Uterine rupture, kill your patient. All of these scary things that could result in death. So I know I probably just scared you a lot because that was a little intense, that was a lot of stuff, but I'm just trying to prove the point that this is an emergency. This is a bad thing, something we would definitely like to avoid. It's also not super common, okay? So if you're currently pregnant and you're watching this video, or if you plan on starting a family someday, you don't need to be afraid of this. This is unlikely to happen to you, okay? But it is important that as the nurse, you know all of the potential things that could happen so that you can be the best nurse for your patient and avoid all this scary stuff, right? So we have the best outcome for mom and the best outcome for baby. So there is a mnemonic device to help us remember some key components of Abruptio Placenta, and that is detached. Okay, so D stands for the dark red blood. That's what we expect to see. E is for extended fundal height, so we'll notice that on assessment. T is for trauma, so the most common cause is trauma, so either like a car accident or some sort of domestic violence situation, right? A is for abrupt pain. So all of a sudden, right, it's detaching, that's causing a lot of pain, it's causing those non-stop contractions, it hurts. C is for concealed bleeding. So they're not all that obvious, bleeding coming out. Sometimes it's kind of trapped behind the placenta. H is for the heart rate of the baby. So when the woman comes to the, labor and delivery unit or the clinical or wherever she's coming, and she presents with that bleeding and she presents with that pain, the very first thing you want to check is, how's baby doing? Is baby handling this? Usually not so well, right? Usually they don't handle it so well. E is for emotional support, because this is scary, right? This is a big emergency and nobody expects something like this to happen. And then D is for delivery. Delivery is our #1 intervention in this situation, right? It's the safest thing to do is to deliver this baby, to help save mom and to help save the baby. So I hope you found this video helpful. I know it was kind of like a scary one. I'm sorry about that. Not everything we learn in, OB is happy and good. Some of it's kind of scary, right? So I hope you found this helpful though. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And if not, I'll see you on the next one.